Someone here with me who's beauty and, of course, a lot of brains as well. She has proven that very easily. And former most beautiful girl in Nigeria. I think you're the prettiest guest I've ever had on my show.
Oh, really? I think you're flattered.
Welcome, Omowunmi Akinnifesi.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Fine. How are
Let's
you?
let's go on from the discussion I was just having with these people now. How is power in your area?
How is power?
Yeah, in your area.
It's fair,
in Lagos.
actually. It's really fair.
In 24 hours, how much power do you have?
4 hours straight, and then they might put it off probably like an hour or something, or 30 minutes, and then it's back again.
Oh, interesting. I should move to your area.
You probably should. Honestly, it's not that bad.
Where have you been? Where have you been? You dropped out of the scene. You were the queen of the red carpets. You were. Then you just dropped out of sight. What happened?
I had to take care of business. I had to take care of some things in my, personal life. I had to finish my education. It had been pending. Talking about my master's, I had finished my
Your first degree.
undergrad.
Okay.
And so I went for my master's, basically, at King's College London.
Okay, what was your master's in?
In Environmental Modeling, Monitoring and Management.
Okay, that's a paragraph. Why that? Why that?
Because, I wanted to challenge myself. I've been doing fashion, PR, branding, so many things that come natural to me. And I studied geography in school. And so I just wanted to challenge myself technically, because my course was a very technical course, very technology based. And so I wanted to try something different and challenge myself.
We heard it was Lagos State government that gave you a scholarship or sponsored that. What was that about?
That? No. Just no such
But
thing.
you work with the Lagos State government. Or
I'm
you're an ambassador. I'm not
environmental ambassador. And I'm not the only environmental ambassador. There are 19 others and 20 of us in total. And yes, it was my idea to even have environmental ambassadors because of my passion for the environment and things that I've done in tourism and, my background in geography. And so yes, I'm not, it's an honorary award.
Okay.
Basically, it's not like you walk with them. I'm not an employee, but...
okay, so it wasn't a Lagos State government scholarship or anything?
No, it wasn't. So I don't know why everybody thought that.
So
this is me. It's my own, because I studied geography, and
I think because you were not around to refute it, so the story just went on, and everybody believed it. Because that's what I believed. Not that it's a bad thing, but that's just what we thought.
I don't know why.
What does an environmental ambassador do?
It's basically, the idea was to promote things that the ministry and the government was doing at the time, such as climate change, tree planting, and all these environmental things they were doing. So it was a way like advocacy for the government, and trying to promote the things they were doing. And so we brought up the idea of having 20 ambassadors, people that are known in their own different fields, just to showcase what the government was doing. And so that's what it was about. And there's so many things that have been going on, but because I've not been around, and I'm sure the youth, because I'm kind of like in the youth sector of that, and so I've not been around for my master's, so that's why you probably haven't seen a lot of things.
You have a tough job, because, Lagos State has probably the biggest environmental issues in the country.
I know,
It's rainy season again, the floods are coming back.
Yes.
How are you guys working? Because where I stay, we need help.
Well, that's why there have been, the drainage systems. You've seen that a lot of the roads are being worked on, and they're trying to build up drainages. And so there's only little they can do, but there's so much they can do as well. And I'm sure, they're working on it, the drainage most especially. Okay,
now let's go to this. You were recently called the most beautiful woman in the world by Why magazine. And it's an amazing cover, by the way. You look.
Thank you.
Yeah. What sort of pressure does this put on you?
Don't know.
You're used to, you won a pageant, so being called beautiful is not new to you, but the most beautiful woman in the world.
In the world. I actually had no idea.
Were you a part of this?
No, I
wasn't.
Honestly, the theme was something else entirely. It was, beauty and brains and all of that. That's what they brought to me. And then they came up with this because they thought it would be a wonderful idea after the photos came out. And I said, okay, I saw it, how you saw it is where I saw it. So
were you flattered or you're like, oh my God? I can't handle this pressure.
Both.
Okay.
I was flattered, and then again, I was like, wow, okay. And I called. I was like, are you sure? They're like, yes. That's I was like, okay. Thank you.
What have people been saying to you since they saw this?
People love it.
Okay.
People love it. And I'm actually really happy that people like it, and I'm humbled.
Have you met Gwyneth Paltrow yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Find out what she has to say.
I haven't. And funny thing is, when I heard she was the most beautiful woman in the world, I was like, really? And
like,
then
I'm prettier.
I know. And then to see this, I'm like, okay, I don't take it that serious. I didn't mean it that way. So yeah.
Okay, so besides all of this, you were, like I said, you were in the scene before. You did a lot of, events and hosting and all of that. Is all of that gone now, and you're fully environmental?
Oh no, it can never really go. It's just part of. I go for an event, and then they take pictures, and everyone wants to ask, what's happening and what's not. So it's not. It can never really go. It's just. It's there, and
so do you want to have a life in show business, like in television, or like are you ever going to act or sing or present a show?
Well, never say never, but there have been things I've been working on, and even in London, and we'll see. Don't worry, I'll let you know.
Things like what?
I'll let you know. No hints. Well, fashion.
Okay.
These are things that come naturally to me, so it wouldn't take anything out of me to do it, and so why not? Fashion, TV, not acting, but TV. And yeah, in the showbiz, but obviously I focus on my career as well.
Okay.
My environmental career.
When you won this pageant now, you went on to Miss World and you didn't win and all of that. What really happens there when you guys go there? Because I've never really gotten to ask this question with beauty queens, especially from Nigeria. What happens when you go there? And do you actually just go there and you're like, okay, I know I'm not going to win this? Or do you think the winners actually do win?
Well, after the most beautiful girl in Nigeria, I went for Miss Tourism International, and I won that one. Miss Tourism International Ukraine Black Sea, and I also went for the Miss Bikini International. I won that as well. So I had 3 crowns during my reign. And then heading for the Miss World was like, okay, I'm going for the Miss World. There's so many beautiful girls as well. It's equal chances, really. But when you get there, you might be a little bit intimidated. But little do you know that people are intimidated by you as well. And so I think it's just a place to have fun. You really just have fun there. And you bring out your personality, the beauty inside of you, and they see it.
Did you make friends there that are still...
Absolutely. Miss Ghana, I'm judging the Miss Ghana pageant this year. I judged last year. And Miss Ghana is a very close friend. Miss Tanzania, Miss America, Miss Canada, we all still keep in touch.
What about the beauty queens in Nigeria? What is your relationship with them? People who reigned before you or after you?
Oh, lovely. Anita, the lady, the girl that handed over to me, we're still very good friends. Agbani is a wonderful friend of mine. Chineye Ochuba, we don't see that often, but of course, we still, let me see.
Chineye is married now. I had a tiny bitty crush on her, I remember very well. She
really?
took over from Agbani Darego,
Agbani,
right?
yes.
Before her husband comes. That was then. Not anymore. But I was talking about pageants now. There's a lot of talk about, it's debasing women. We heard about the sad incident that happened when we were supposed to host the Miss World in 2002 and it got taken away from here. And now I hear the Miss World might stop the bikini segment of that. Do you think it's like an easy way to fame and, it doesn't do anything to add value, for example, to womanhood?
It doesn't do anything to add value to womanhood.
Do you think that? Do you agree with that sort of argument?
Oh, no, I do not, because it's a young girl comes out and stands in front of so many people. This is something that she's never done in her life. And so it empowers you. It helps you mature. It gives you that responsibility to feel like, yes, I'm beautiful. I need to set an example. I need to, good influence to people. And so I think it only adds. It doesn't subtract. It does not. And yes, a lot of, there's so many beauty pageants right now. Anybody can start up whatever they want to start. We don't know their goals. We don't know the purpose of even setting up the pageant. But I think the young girls just have to really open their eyes and really see and understand what they're going in for and why they're going in for it, and choose and select the right pageant.
Interesting.
I think that's it, really.
Well, I'm not a huge fan of pageants, but I actually do watch them. No, but I do watch them, and I actually I grew up with my mom. She would record a lot of them and play back in the house and all of that. And I remember, beauty queens from back then. And I know one thing I know that's almost is unique with a lot of beauty queens, but beauty pageants, queens actually, not just in Nigeria but abroad, is controversy. But you have managed to stay sort of controversy free.
Yeah, I guess so, yes.
But you're still in the limelight. How do you manage to do that, and why is your case different from everybody
Why
else?
does everybody say that? I don't know. You know, people have called me the scandal-free beauty queen, and I'm really grateful for that. But I guess it's just my personality. It's just who I am. It's my upbringing as well. You know, my parents, my family, they're very conservative and very they put me in check every time, and so I guess that's just what makes me different.
So family is very important.
Very important. I mean, before I do anything, I call, are you okay with this? Are you not okay with this? They're like, okay, fine. You know, and so yes, I'm guarded, really.
Did you go into the MBGN because you thought you were beautiful or because you wanted to be famous?
That's a good question. I went in because I wanted to have fun, basically. I was in University of Lagos, and the school went on strike, and I had nothing to do, just to read books. And when I got tired of reading books, my friends were like, oh, they're advertising this thing on TV, why don't you go in for it? And I said, no, why would I want to do that? But, you know, people have been calling me Miss Nigeria for a long time and all of that. And so I just decided, you know what, let me just have fun. I didn't go there to win. I didn't go there to be famous. I didn't go there to be popular. But
were you surprised you won? I know it's an old story now, but were you surprised you won?
Of course I was. I was surprised. In fact, top 5, I thought they just put me there just to fill up.
Because you thought you were not as pretty as the others, or?
No, it's not. When you're in that situation, you're not thinking about the fact that probably you're not beautiful or you're not smart or something. You're just thinking, am I really, you know, it's like going for president, or, you know, really, is it going to happen to me? Yeah. Is it me? Am I chosen one? And that's what just comes to your mind.
I hear your name is Queen, actually Queen.
Yes.
That's true, right? Why did you drop the name Queen? Because it would have been interesting, the Queen. Would have been an interesting title. Did your parents know when they named you Queen?
It's a funny story. When I was really young, I wanted to be called Queen, and they asked all of us, you know, all the kids, choose your English name. And I said, I want mine to be Queen. And my mom was like, yes. My mom was like, no, Deborah, you know, go for something more
conventional.
Yeah, it's like, that's Queen of Sheba. I want to be Queen. And she had to call me Queen. And when I resumed school, Queen's College, they were asking everyone, okay, what's your name? What's your name? I should have said Omowunmi, but I said my name is Queen. Call me Queen. And throughout my school days, my name was Queen.
So when did Omowunmi come back again?
When I won the pageant, and they asked me, it was like the moment of truth. When I went into University of Lagos, you know, I wanted to be called my Yoruba name again for some reason, not Queen.
There's nothing wrong with Queen.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I mean, if I could call myself King, I would call myself King.
Are you sure?
But my parents just didn't ask me when I was young.
I don't know. I just wanted to go back to Omowunmi. And so the defining moment was my first interview as MBGN, as the most beautiful girl in Nigeria. Okay. And they asked me, what is your name? And I said, Omowunmi Akinnifesi. I could have said Wumi Akinnifesi. I could have said Mowunmi, but I said no. The full name has to be in there. Omowunmi Akinnifesi. And
I think that's very interesting because most people want to have a catchy name, you know, that's more celebrity friendly. Yeah. And you went with the entire sentence.
I know.
How was it with when you traveled abroad with the other queens? Were they able to call you?
Oh my God! I'll just say my name's Wumi. You know, Wumie. Just woo me, just woo me.
Woo me.
because Omowunmi is so long, and it's Omowunmi. No. Easy, don't spoil my name. Just go with woo me. So yeah.
Let's come back home now with all you've done now with your schooling. You have your master's degree now. We have to talk about relationships for a bit now.
What?
That should be next, right? Or is that coming up at any point? Are you dating?
What? Say what?
Are you dating anybody?
I can't do it. I didn't catch that.
Can I help you clean your ears?
Next.
Are you in a relationship?
Next.
You can't go to a question without answering one.
Why? How is that relevant to this interview?
It's you.
It's Rubbin Minds.
You have followers.
We're Rubbin Minds.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it has nothing to do with my personal and private life, does it?
Your schooling is also part of your personal life. You didn't have to tell us you went to school.
Well, I'm trying to encourage people to go further their education, basically. That's why I'm saying that.
Encourage people to
be in relationships.
To be happy.
To be in relationships.
So you're not going to answer me. I'm going to take silence as yes.
That
you are in a relationship. You just say silence is acceptance.
No, I'm not in a relationship.
Okay.
I do not have a boyfriend.
Is that on purpose or because of all you're doing? Or it just isn't that person yet?
We'll see. We'll see.
Can I be the one?
You want to be?
I could. I mean,
Okay,
if you
bring
said yes.
your CV. Let's look at it and we'll decide.
What would be in that CV that would tick the box for you?
God-fearing, hardworking.
Those are the same boring lines that
They're
every
not
girl
boring,
drops.
no. They are important. Because they're important, that's why they are boring. They are the norm because they're important. What do you expect me to say? He runs fast.
Yes. Thank you very much. I mean, it's always good to see people who, besides what we see, also have things up there going on, and it's impressive. And I hope you help us save Lagos from drowning. Very important job you're doing there. So thank you very much for being here today, Omowunmi, and I hope you come back when we'll call you again.
I will.
As usual, you can join the conversation on Twitter at YNigerTV is the handle, or follow the hashtag Rubbin Minds. Also, go to the website yniger.com/TV. Do not forget, you've never seen young people talk like this before. I'll see you next week.